Welcome everyone to another installment of the Standouts of the Year 2015? Yeah, 15. I always get the years messed up. And of course, I kind of have to give a shout out and also a standout to Life is Strange, an episodic game released by Don't Nod Entertainment this year. And I really cannot say too much on this because I would have to spoil the entire story to say why I love this game. But in my opinion, Life is Strange is one of the best episodic games to come out, in my opinion. It is a fantastic story with the characters of Max and Chloe, where Max discovers she has the ability to rewind rewind time for like a few seconds, and I absolutely fell in love with this game. I'm going to be honest, I was kind of getting sick and tired of episodic games, mostly Telltale ones. I haven't really loved a Telltale game really since, I would say probably Wolf Among Us, but I am going to be checking out Tales from the Borderlands because I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I really started getting sick and tired of episodic games because mostly Telltale's schedule was absolutely abysmal. They could never keep to their schedule. And then Don't Nod came along and released Life is Strange, which I never even heard of when I picked it up. I saw that it was like £5 on Steam for the first episode, and I went, you know what, screw it, I'm going to buy it. So I bought it and instantly fell in love with it. After the first episode, I bought the season pass. There was no F-bots or what's about it. I bought the season pass, which just shows how well the first episode did it. It set up everything pretty well. It set up the setting, it set up the characters, it set up the way the game would play. And each episode I fell in love with the characters more. It's sort of like a bit of a murder mystery game where your whole plot is to try and figure out what happened to a girl called Rachel Amber. And you also run into your best friend from childhood, Chloe, who has changed dramatically since you were a little child, but you still have that connection. And I fell in love with the characters and the murder mystery. Every character has their own list. Now, I will admit, the dialogue is a bit cringy at some point, and the voice acting does take a bit to get better. But of course, I have to give a major shout out to the voice actress for Chloe, who was Ashley Birch, I believe how you pronounce her name, who in my opinion probably should have won. In fact, I'm not even going to say it. She is one of the best performances of this year. To me, she embodied the character of Chloe very well and voiced the changing aspect of her character as she as the story went on. Without spoiling anything else, she plays a few versions of the character of Chloe. She kind of reminded me a little bit of Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar was the main actress of now who played Buffy. She didn't just play one character of Buffy, she played several versions of the character of Buffy throughout the series run, and I really think that's what Ashley Birch did here. She played several versions of Chloe throughout the 5 episode ones and did it exceptionally well. I still believe that was Chloe. And I love the progression of her character. Chloe is definitely one of my favourite characters of this year, but Ashley Birch, in my opinion, is one of the best performances of this year, and I cannot wait to see what she does. I do know she is mostly in league with Rocket Jump Entertainment, the Freddie Wong company, and a few other variations. I definitely have seen a couple of her performances, but I definitely enjoyed her performance as Chloe, and I think that's what made me fall in love with that character so much. I absolutely loved it. I love the characters, and I don't want to say too much about the game without spoiling anything, but I definitely feel Life is Strange is a good example of how to do an episodic game. They stuck to their schedule. The entire season came out this year. And whereas Telltale normally take over a year to get their episodes out sometimes. And I'm fucking saying that right now. That's why I don't buy Telltale games until they're all out. Life is Strange stuck to their schedule, and so did Don't Nod stuck to their schedule, released the games every 2, maybe 4 months, but they managed to keep to their schedule and releasing the games on time and also getting them done, and I don't regret my purchase. I absolutely love this episodic series. I would highly recommend it if you haven't checked it already. I just fell in love with the characters, and I really am excited to see what Don't Nod do next. I am kind of tempted to go back and play their other game that involved memory mechanics, which was Remember Me. It didn't do too well, but I am tempted to maybe go and check that out a bit later on next year. But I definitely want to see what they're going to do, and very much like every other episodic series I've played, I hope for a second season of Life is Strange, but at the same time I know there probably isn't going to be because it's a very standalone series. I will say that much. But at the same time I still want more. It made me want more. And also, if you need another endorsement, This is one of the few games that brought me to tears. And I won't say why, I won't say how, but I cried, I didn't just cry, I wept at this game at a point, and I will not say what it was. That should give you an example of how strongly I connected to the characters. I don't cry to any mediums of fiction, comics, books, movies, TV series, games, unless I have connected to the characters. Unless I am that kind of strong connection. The only other games this year that made me openly weep that I had played, of course, is Brothers' Tales of Two Sons, and of course, Witcher. But Life is Strange made me openly weep at the particular point at the end. I'll say that much. I kind of spoiled it there, but I won't say why, I won't say how, but I will definitely say that it's very emotional. And I will admit it does have flaws. It is not a perfect game. No game is. I'm sorry. But the positives outweigh the negatives dramatically. It is one of the best episodic games I've played this year. It is one of the best standout games of this year. And I want to see episodic games take a note from Don't Nod Entertainment and actually stick to their schedules. And that's another reason I have to give it to that. Don't Nod just did an exceptional an exceptional job in releasing this and keeping it to a timely manner. I don't think there's much else I have to say without spoiling it. Other than that, I thank you for watching, and we'll move on to the next standout of the year, which you have to think of it from a wanderer's point of view.